Hello there and welcome to the Star Wars Showcase YouTube channel. This time around we are talking how to make some custom Imperial Army troopers using your Black Series collection and using a customizing technique known as kitbashing. So for those unfamiliar, kitbashing is where you basically take different elements of different action figures, a helmet here, the boots there, an accessory there, and you kind of lump them all together into a single action figure. So on your screen here, you can see I've got two of our custom army troopers here using the bodies from the Cassian Andor Aldani disguise figure, as well as the head and some of the accessories from the recent Ferrex Officer release. That is the Target exclusive. And because those Ferrex Officer troopers have a very similar body to the Cassian sculpt, you can actually just pop the heads right off of those and put them right on the Aldani troopers, and they fit quite nicely. So you see on this figure on the right here, I've loaded him up with the helmet from the Ferrex Officer. We see a couple of those guys actually in Andor, kind of filling out the background a little bit more. And I've grabbed this blaster here from the Hoth Rebel Trooper, as I just thought it kind of fit his aesthetic nicely. The trooper on the left, you'll see, has that same head sculpt. It's the same, I guess, recipe to make him. But I've borrowed a hat from the Admiral Piet Black Series release and painted it black. So that kind of fits his overall armor coloring, and it actually fits the head sculpt from the Ferrex Officer really nicely. So all in all, these are pretty easy to acquire parts. As you start to build your own collection, you'll get your hands on a bunch of different things like this among your different Imperials. And just with a little bit of swapping between them, you can really build out some extra flexibility, some extra variability in terms of your Imperial troopers. So this next kit bash here is a little bit more dedicated, and you can see I've got a couple of parts laid out. This body here is coming from the Miggs Mayfeld release, from his Morak disguise, and this head is coming from a Power Rangers Lightning Collection figure. So as you can see, that head actually fits the ball joint quite nicely. You can just pop that right on there. And to get a little bit of skin tone matching for this specific head sculpt, I did add just a little bit of that Reichland Flesh Shade wash, just a thin layer of that, kind of tans up the neck to match the head a little bit better. I've also got on screen here this 3D printed ammo pouch. Wanted to give this guy an extra accessory to go along with things, build him out a little bit more, and to go with kind of this heavy machine gunner theme. And as a quick shout out, I was able to pick that up from Bounty Supply Co. on Etsy. I've ordered for them many times in the past. They always do a fantastic job with shipping and customer service, so highly recommend checking them out for other similar stuff like this. Now, as opposed to just gluing those ammo pouches to his chest, I wanted to use a little bit of this kind of elastic spool here to kind of create some sort of harness that he could wear. So I've got the link, or rather just the product listing on Amazon pulled up here. You can get 200 yards of this for like $6-7, really cheap. And it makes really great, easy to use accessories when you're building out different belts, when you're building out, different holsters. It just looks like some nice black, binding or kind of material that lends itself really well to customizing. So you can see here I've cut out enough to go around his chest once, and then I will glue that in place using a little bit of hot glue before taking some additional material just to make some straps that go over his shoulders to make it look like he's wearing a big ammo harness. Now, whether you're using, hot glue or crazy glue, cement glue, whatever you end up using, just make sure that you're being careful with that. You can definitely sustain injuries if you are not being careful, and I'm not here to assume liability for that. So please just make sure that you're taking things nice and slow and that you're not hurting yourself. But once that's all in place, you can give him a blaster of your choice, and you've got another army trooper to really kind of build out your collection, one that is definitely going to be unique, as Hasbro has never released any kind of army builder set like this before. So those are a couple of kit bash ideas to hopefully get you started on things. There's really an infinite amount of combinations in terms of, different blasters and different things that you could add or subtract from all these different figures. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. If you have ideas for extra stuff that you might want to try out, if you are going to give these recipes a try, or if you have any suggestions for anything you think I should incorporate into a future video here.